Have you ever noticed that an average Android phone has more RAM compared to an iPhone? If you compare an iPhone with a competitive Android phone, you will notice that the iPhones have one half of the amount of RAM than the Android, or sometimes even one fourth the amount of RAM. For instance, the iPhone 16 has 8 GB of RAM, whereas the Androids have 16 GB, 18 GB, or even 24 GB of RAM. When the iPhones used to have 1 GB of RAM, the Androids had 2 GB or sometimes even 4 GB of RAM. But do you know that the best games out there runs butter smooth on the iPhones? In fact, some of the best games out there first releases on the iPhones than on Android. What's the catch here? What makes an iPhone run so smooth on half the amount of RAM? That's what we are going to find in this video, shall we? The reason why iPhones manages everything with less RAM is how it manages memory. By memory, I mean RAM. Android and iPhones have different memory management system. Android has garbage collection, whereas iOS, which is the operating system of iPhones, uses ARC, automatic reference counting. I'll explain both these memory management systems later on in this video, but let's know why both operating system uses different memory management system. iOS came first and Android needed to catch up. For that to happen, it needed something that is used by majority of developers so that the apps built very fast. And that's why they chose the language Java, which comes built in with garbage collection. And naturally, Android has garbage collection. I'll explain garbage collection first in this video. To understand garbage collection, let's see this first. Sometimes your phone stops responding. There is a waiting icon, or you can say there is a circular icon continuously rotating on your screen, and it is frustrating. What's the reason behind this? I can't tell you all of the possible reasons, but one of them might be the garbage collection in action. I'll give you two examples. The first one will be a very basic example. You won't notice this in today's phone, but it used to happen a lot decades ago. Let's say you're in contact app and you have thousands of contacts. Let's say you have 2000 contacts and you're scrolling through your contact. You selected a contact and edited its information, went back and dialed a couple of your friends and again went to the WhatsApp app. You sent a couple of messages to your friend and went to the YouTube app. And then suddenly you came back to the contacts app and started scrolling. You will notice sometimes the phone stops responding, or you can say it froze. What's the reason behind this? Everything that you do, editing, saving, watching a video, all is stored in memory, that is RAM. And you know RAM is limited, 8 GB or 16 GB, right? So there is a time when there is no space left in the RAM to store more number of items. And that's where garbage collection kicks in. It starts calculating all the items that is no longer required in memory and starts destroying them. This entire process is expensive on the processor, and that's why you see the waiting icon, that is that circular icon continuously rotating, or even the phone freezing up. We have talked about garbage collection. Let's talk about ARC, automatic reference counting, implemented by Apple themselves. ARC is an interesting one, and it behaves differently than the garbage collection. In ARC, everything that you use gets a reference. I mean, the more the thing is used, more references it gets. And lesser it is used, lesser references it gets. Let me make it clear by an example. Let's say you are playing a game and your character, that is your hero, is having a health. You associated a health bar with your character. So right now your character is alive, and that's why the health bar has a reference 1. In ARC, anything that has a reference 0, it gets destroyed. So the moment your character dies, the health bar is no longer used, and that's why its reference is 0 and is destroyed from memory. So here, nobody is waiting for the memory to be filled and then calculating what are the items that is no longer required. Everything is destroyed all the moment because its reference reaches zero. So objects are getting created and destroyed all the time. So the efficiency is here and it kicks in all the time. That's what makes iOS incredible in performance. Even with 1 GB RAM, it performs amazing. In this video, we learned the difference between garbage collection and ARC, automatic reference counting, and how they are implemented in different phones, and how efficient one of these technology is. Enough talking about which phones to buy, how much RAM a phone has. Let's stop it. Now let's start learning the technology used behind this. That will be great, and it was amazing to talk to you guys, and I think I mean in this video you learned something. So let's meet in another video.